Across the world, there are prisons so terrifying that even the most hardened criminals fear them. From inhumane conditions to extreme violence, these 5 prisons are among the worst in history. Join me now as we venture into the darkest corners of the world, where rehabilitation is a distant dream and punishment takes on a whole new meaning. Deep within the unforgiving landscape of Colorado lies a fortress of despair, ADX Florence. Known as the Alcatraz of the Rockies, it is a place where silence reigns, broken only by the clanging of steel doors. Here reside the most dangerous men in America, terrorists, serial killers, and drug lords. Each day they face the crushing weight of solitary confinement, spending 23 hours locked in their cells. The walls, thick and unforgiving, absorb sound, creating an eerie silence that amplifies the torment of isolation. Even the exercise yard, a small cage open to the vastness of the Colorado sky, offers no respite from solitude. The psychological toll of such an existence is immeasurable. Some inmates, driven to the brink by the relentless isolation, plead to be transferred to regular prisons. Escape from ADX. Florence is the stuff of legends, a feat that has never been accomplished. The prisoners of ADX Florence live out their days in a state of perpetual confinement, their world reduced to the cold, hard reality of their cells. Journey with me now to the desolate steppes of Russia, where the wind howls across the vast expanse, carrying with it the chilling tales of Black Dolphin Prison. Located near the border of Kazakhstan, its name evokes images of darkness and despair. Within the forbidding walls of Black Dolphin, hope is a luxury reserved for those who dwell outside its confines. Here, Russia's most violent criminals, serial killers, cannibals, and terrorists are condemned to spend their remaining days in an environment designed to crush the human spirit. The prison's moniker, Black Dolphin, is derived from a statue crafted by the very hands of its inmates. Life within Black Dolphin is a relentless cycle of deprivation and despair. Inmates are forbidden the simple act of sitting or resting during daylight hours. Their world is confined to tiny cells, each secured by 3 sets of heavy steel doors. Every movement is monitored by the ever-watchful eyes of the guards. When they are permitted to leave their cells, it is under the strictest of conditions. Food is barely enough to sustain life, and water is often contaminated. The sentence for those condemned to Black Dolphin is a life sentence without the possibility of parole. Chapter 3. La Sabaneta Prison, where anarchy reigns. We venture now to the heart of Venezuela, to a place where the rule of law has crumbled, and chaos reigns supreme. La Sabaneta Prison, a name synonymous with violence and despair, stands as a stark reminder of the human capacity for brutality. Overcrowding reaches nightmarish proportions within the walls of La Sabaneta. Inmates, packed together like animals in a cage, exist in a state of perpetual tension. Sanitation is a distant memory, a luxury long since abandoned. Disease runs rampant, its invisible tendrils reaching out to claim the weak and the vulnerable. Medical care, when it is available at all, is woefully inadequate. The true horror of La Sabaneta lies in the utter lack of control that pervades every aspect of life within its walls. The guards, outnumbered and often outgunned, have relinquished control to the inmates themselves. Prison gangs, armed to the teeth, rule La Sabaneta with an iron fist. They enforce their own brutal brand of justice, meting out punishments that range from the cruel to the downright barbaric. Survival within this concrete jungle is a daily struggle, a constant battle against the elements, disease, and the ever-present threat of violence. Chapter 4. Gitarama Prison, a slow and painful death sentence. Our journey now takes us to the heart of Africa, to Rwanda, a nation forever scarred by the horrors of genocide. But even amidst the tales of unimaginable brutality, one place stands out as a chilling reminder of humanity's capacity for cruelty: Gitarama Prison. Originally built to house a mere 400 inmates, Gitarama has become a grotesque monument to the failures of the Rwandan penal system. Today, it groans under the weight of over 7,000 prisoners. The very air within Gitarama is thick with the stench of human misery. The overcrowding is so extreme that inmates have been known to die from simply standing for too long. The prison offers little in the way of basic necessities. Food, when it is available, is scarce and often rotten. Water, a precious commodity, is often contaminated, spreading disease and adding to the already unbearable suffering. In this environment of abject deprivation, the strong prey on the weak, their desperation fueling a brutal struggle for survival. Gitarama Prison is not merely a place of punishment. It is a slow and agonizing death sentence. Chapter 5, Camp 22, The Vanished. Our final destination takes us to the most isolated nation on Earth, North Korea, a land shrouded in secrecy and ruled by an iron fist. Here, in the depths of this enigmatic country, lies Camp 22, a place that has become synonymous with the darkest excesses of the North Korean regime. Officially designated as a labor camp, Camp 22 is, in reality, a prison, a place where political dissidents and those deemed enemies of the state are sent to vanish. But unlike traditional prisons, Camp 22 extends its reach beyond the individual, ensnaring entire families in its web of repression. The camp's true purpose is shrouded in secrecy, its existence acknowledged only grudgingly by the North Korean government. But the stories that have trickled out paint a chilling picture of a place where human rights are non-existent and cruelty knows no bounds. Prisoners at Camp 22 are subjected to forced labor, toiling from dawn till dusk in mines, factories, and fields. Food is scarce, barely enough to sustain life, and medical care is virtually non-existent. Many prisoners succumb to exhaustion, starvation, or disease. The true horror of Camp 22 lies in the allegations of human experimentation, whispered rumors of chemical and biological weapons being tested on helpless prisoners. Escape from Camp 22 is virtually impossible. Camp 22 stands as a chilling reminder of the human capacity for cruelty, a place where hope goes to die. Beyond punishment, a glimpse into the abyss. These prisons, scattered across the globe, represent the darkest aspects of humanity, places where hope withers and despair takes root. They are more than just places of punishment. They are microcosms of human suffering, stark reminders of the fragility of civilization. The true tragedy lies not in ranking these prisons, but in acknowledging their very existence.